Greetings.
Wow. I feel like I should have dressed up for the occasion.
Yeah, I did my hair today.
Love it.
I need to primp a little bit more. Next time maybe a little bit more dry shampoo.
Well, I think it looks perfect.
Well, thank you.
Oh, of course.
All right, let's give a couple more minutes and then we will get rocking and popping.
I'm going to try to make some space up here. I'm very professional for my interview.
That's okay. I'm going to fix lighting as well. Maybe. All right, cool.
I look like I'm inside a barn, so you're welcome.
Yeah, I know. You're like fully embodying the experience, and I really appreciate that. I appreciate you for doing your entire background just for me.
I was going for it, and the gamer chair was just a little extra perk, to spice it up.
Totally. All right. Well, everybody, welcome. Today, you're being introduced to the highly exclusive 98% Club, and this is where average horse people are anything but ordinary. I'm your host, Lauren, or Horse Girl Lauren, very average amateur, as well as Barn Isle benchwarmer. And today, I am interviewing Claire for a spot on the membership committee of the 98% Club. Claire, would you like to introduce yourself real quick and tell people where they can find you?
I am at Claire Elizabeth with a K everywhere, and I'm a newbie rider. I started as an adult, and I'm a mom with 3 kids. So life's a little hectic, but I'm making it happen, and I really want to be part of this 98% Club. They sound really cool.
Awesome. Well, we thank you for your application. We do have to say that applications have been down over the past year, so we have been pushing the movement for normal, ordinary horse people to join us. So I guess just to jump right into it. So in one of your videos that you posted a few days ago, you lip synced to, and I quote, the Taylor Swift audio saying, "I forgot that you existed," to your stirrups and leathers. So for my first question, do you regularly forget the existence of other pieces of tack? And if so, why?
It's just those things in particular. It's like they slipped completely from my mind. I didn't even recall that they existed after 3 weeks in a saddle without leathers and stirrup on. I don't know. Maybe it means that I'm just perfect. Maybe there's something special about me that I'm just able to slip
Interesting. Claire, do a favor and when you speak, scoot in just a tiny bit. Nope, all is well. Just want to make sure that the membership committee, which is the viewers watching, I just want to make sure that they can hear you. Similar to a jury, we do want to make sure that our vote is as comprehensive as possible. So, what was the moment that horses turned into just like this fun hobby for you, into what it is now? And maybe you can even define what it is now to you.
No, I mean, it's the same now as it was from the first time that I went to barn. I've been obsessed with horses, literally, I think, since birth, but I didn't really realize that I could learn to ride them. Until about a year and a half ago, I had a friend tell me that they were doing horsemanship class, and I was like, what is that? And I was like, wait, you can take a class and work with horses as an adult, you don't get to know anything. Light bulb, and I went to the barn. Literally the next week, I fell madly in love. I feel the exact same, and from the get-go, it's just been to keep around horses. It's been nothing really beyond that. I don't necessarily want to compete or make one that other competitors, but it's just to be around the horse. And I don't know if it's going to evolve beyond that, because I think that, like, at the root is what most horse girls are looking for.
Gotcha. And Claire, I apologize. Still having trouble hearing you. We get you in and out.
Let me pop you up on something different. Maybe it's blocking my mic.
Yep, no worries.
Let's hold you. All right. We've got an angle, hopefully. Can we hear a little bit better?
Yes.
That better? Okay.
Stay close, because as soon as you started getting away, it started going out. All is well.
Okay.
All right. So, kind of talk about, because I think you just said that you came into the sport as a true adult beginner, right? And I know, like, for myself, I came in as somebody that rode from 8 to 18, and then I took a break. So, like, coming back into it was a little bit different. So when you were looking for a barn and like a lesson program, what were your top 3 things that you were looking for?
There was one thing, and it was, well, let's say 2. Proximity. I couldn't take a long drive and leave the house for that long. And then availability. So I did find, which I was very lucky, but I found 2 barns that were very close to me. And one was accepting lesson students and one wasn't technically. And so, I mean, that's the only 2 like criterion I had, because I didn't know what to look for. And it wouldn't have mattered. It's not like I had that many options, but that's really all it was. Proximity was the most important thing, because, if it was going to take me an hour to get somewhere to ride for an hour, it just wasn't going to happen.
Totally. Yeah. And I get that. I know we live in the same area. For anyone that doesn't already know who Claire and I are, we live in a similar area, and the barns are kind of few and far between. There's a lot of stuff, but if it's not private, there's usually like a drive attached, typically.
Well, and that's a good point, because one of the ones that I found was a private residence that she just offered lessons, and she had told me, she's like, usually I travel to people wherever their horse is and give them their lessons. And, that was like a mind-blowing situation. So I'm like, what? Like, how does this work? But I was really fortunate to find the barn that I ended up at. So it was fate.
That's awesome. And you're still with the barn that you initially joined just over a year ago now, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's great. Well, to quote you one more time, in a video from a couple days ago, you mentioned, sweating like crazy in the heat. This is not a knock, because your girl is, I'm on a board for sweaty people. So my question is when you're measuring the intensity of your rides, is it by minutes, miles, or the salt maps, like on your shirt?
I mean, the salt maps are the easiest. It's also the pure exhaustion. A lot of times I'll hop down out of the saddle and my legs will buckle, and I know it was a pretty intense day. And by intense, I mean I made it 2 laps around the arena at the trot, so I'm doing pretty good over here.
Yeah, I've been known to, when an especially hard lesson ends, try to get off and my legs just giving out. So I just kind of get off and then fall back. Wear your helmet, folks. That's the ad for that.
I love it. Yeah, it can be kind of scary some days. If it's been a rough one, you're like hopping down, or it's cold. I have learned through my first winter how brutal it is to dismount and land on the ground when your feet are cold and your ankles are cold. Wow, there's nothing like it.
Yeah, luckily our winters in Tennessee don't get too insane. But yeah, for those cold snaps, it's a journey.
Yeah.
All right, Claire. So the membership committee, we've gotten to know you. Thank you. But let's transition into your real life realities. So, what lesson did a horse teach you that no person ever could?
Well, there was this one pony named Dolly, and she's particularly sensitive to everything, but I watched all these kids ride her during their lessons and thought that I could handle it. And when I showed up to a lesson and it was sprung upon me that I was going to be on her that day, I wasn't scared, because she's a little pony, and how bad could it be? And I realized that I didn't really know what I was doing with my hands or my legs. and she took me over a jump, and it felt like it was 4 feet high, but I'm sure it wasn't. But I don't believe that I could have been, on the back of a human and learned that sensitivity to my hands or feet were going to cause us to go airborne. But perhaps I just haven't had that experience yet. But no, Dolly taught me a very important lesson that day, and that was to not be cocky when I'm in the saddle, because just because she was little didn't mean she wasn't feisty.
Yeah, I love that was your answer, because that is truthfully like what my answer would be as well. You can hear people talk about ponies being naughty and ponies just being opportunists, if you will, until you're blue in the face, but until you actually experience it and until you go into it cocky and like, oh, well, you're just a pony.
Yeah.
Like, I got this. It's truly a life-changing experience, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, my soul left my body briefly, so there was that.
So right now you are not currently leasing a horse, and you don't own one, correct?
I don't, not yet.
All right, so as somebody who doesn't own a horse, is not currently leasing, where are you choosing to spend your money versus save?
I mean, the only way that I'm really spending money is for lessons, and I think that if I were to take it beyond the one lesson a week that I take, it would be to add a second lesson in there, whether that's individual or group. That's where I would pour my money and save elsewhere. I can do consignment clothing and boots, and there's really not a lot more that you need beyond that. If I were to splurge on something, it would be a new helmet, because I have finally tried on the nicer, higher end ones, and they are so much more comfortable that even with 1 hour lesson just once a week, I feel like it would make a difference. Like now I'm in my lessons and I put my little dial helmet on and I'm actually riding and I'm kind of like, ugh, I kind of have a headache, man. Like I got spoiled trying them on. But no, I would just, as a beginner, I think that the most important thing is saddle time. And that's what I crave the most. So if I were able to pour that into either another lesson or if there were a horse that I could lease, it would be whatever way I could get back in the saddle more.
So then kind of transitioning, right, into what your week looks like. What does that look like for you? As somebody who is not currently leasing and currently owning, what are your priorities and where does horses fall within that?
Well, I mean, horses are pretty high now because I've started doing the horse fluencer thing and it's become a job. So I'm talking about horses a lot. I'm just not necessarily riding them very frequently. So I'm only at the lesson for once a week for an hour. If I'm able to sneak out there, on the weekend, I'll go out there to do groundwork. But otherwise, it's motherhood. I mean, Sunday to Sunday, and I get in my one lesson and I appreciate it. If I can sneak out there with my girls, there are weeks where, I'll get out there and take them one at a time or two at a time to pet the little mini horses. My middle child, she'll take lessons. She's taken a break this month, but she was doing one lesson a week, so I was able to get out there to the barn again, but the interaction's low, so yeah, it's mostly momming and doing all the duties that come with that.
And can you talk about that? How, I mean, obviously, I know that your girl's private and that's great, but talk about motherhood and kind of your journey into prioritizing yourself. Because I mean, truly, starting a hobby that is just you, that is prioritizing yourself, and that's amazing. That's something that takes a lot of strength, confidence, and I admire you for it.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a slower journey. I was about 5 years into motherhood before I started taking my riding lessons, and it took that entire amount of time to kind of work up the courage to get to the point where I could step away and relinquish the duties that, would leave me feeling guilty when I left the house, because it felt like as a stay-at-home mom, there's so much that falls on you that when you step away, it feels like so much can fall apart. And I just dove in. I finally got to the point where I was like, I've got to try something. And I signed myself up for the once a week lessons. And I was like, I can't ever go back now. It's been a huge blessing, a huge adjustment for the entire family, because that means that when I'm gone, someone's got to have 3 children in their hands. And so that's going to kind of wax and wane what that looks like. But mentality wise, it took me 5 years to work up the courage to take time for myself. And when I finally realized how detrimental it was for my mental health to not have me time or a hobby or something that, you know, encouraged me to work on my physical health as well, I couldn't unlearn that, and I couldn't unrealize that. And so, you know, I think everybody walks their own path in motherhood in different ways, and every family dynamic is different. So it just happened to take me 5 years to get there. But that's kind of the message that I try to share as much as I can, especially in like DMs with people, is I want them to know like they're not alone in feeling like that. They're also not alone in feeling like it's really hard to make happen. But if you do make that choice, it's possible regardless of the circumstances.
Yeah, that's awesome. And like I said, admire you for it. Fully commend you because, you know, I'm a mom, but only of one. And I know that I had similar feelings, you know, getting back into a sport. But I was able to hand him off to daycare each day, which made, I'm going to be gone for a couple hours, like easier, but like you are everything. And that's really incredible that you were able to find the gumption, I suppose. And you were able to prioritize yourself in this way because I mean, like, look at you now, to quote, Lil Wayne. But looking now, like you've made a career out of it and it's only growing and getting up. So great work. Yeah. Congratulations. Seriously.
Well, thanks. I don't have any regrets. That's, I think, what my biggest fear was. I think a lot of moms, when you step away from your kids and you start pouring into yourself in a way that looks like you're taking from the kids in terms of the time that you pour into them, you can feel like you're going to regret missing out on something. And there are no regrets. And that's coming from the mom who would not relinquish any control in any facet. So, you know, if I can do it, anybody can, I feel like.
That's awesome. Well, thank you, Claire. Those real life realities, I mean, I feel like they will resonate. I feel like they'll resonate with our membership committee, aka the viewers. Hopefully that should weigh in your favor. If not, sorry. So moving on, we have survived reality, and now I want us to brace surreality.
Okay.
Okay? All right, so we're going to play a game, and you're going to have 60 seconds to draw a horse. Couple of rules. No tracing, no references. You have to include ears, eye, mane, singular, question mark, tail, 4 legs.
Okay.
And then while you're drawing, which I'm going to get it set up right now, but while you are drawing, you are going to still answer my questions while you do so. Do you understand?
I think so.
All right, gang. All right, we're all going to ignore the word that's on the screen. So, well, actually, I'm just going to change it to horse. Sure. Oh, wait. Can you draw?
It's telling me to start guessing.
Oh, well, that's dumb.
I don't see a drawing thing on here.
See if you can do it. If you go to the more, down in the bottom hand little thing, is there an option for draw and guess?
Thing is, I don't see more.
It's the 3 little dots in the lower right-hand corner.
Yeah, I don't have that.
Okay, never mind. Good job, Claire, for drawing your horse. That is just incredible work on your end. Now I'm trying to figure out how to get you. Oh, hi. Now you're big. This is great, everybody. If you can't tell, this is our first iteration. Oh, there we are. It's our first iteration. So thanks for sticking through this and along for the ride, literally and metaphorically. So I'm just going to go ahead and ask you a couple of these questions. don't feel like you have to get like super deep into them unless like one really resonates with you, because this was supposed to be done with you like drawing a horse. So you can like pretend, but anyways, what's your quiet flex? So something that no one may see, but like you value. Do you know what a flex is? Let's start there.
Yeah, I mean, I guess something
Okay,
I'm
good.
good at.
Yeah, just like something like a skill or like something about you that like, it may not be like for me, that my quiet flex would not be that I have good hair. Like
Oh,
it's pretty obvious.
no.
But like something like if you have like good handwriting, or if you're really organized and that helps you in between lessons when you're working on X, Y, and Z, or prioritizing your week, stuff like that.
Yeah, I feel like, and I don't know if it's like a quiet, did you call it a quiet flex? Is that what you said?
Low key,
I
if you
don't know
will.
if it's quiet, but I'm an early riser. I don't require an alarm because my body wakes me up at 4 a.m. every day. So some may call that psychotic, but it allows me to be very productive when there's nobody else awake.
Membership committee, please write that down in red. That is going to be counted against her. Thank you. What are the moments that you feel most connected? What are the moments that you felt most connected to Tess?
To Tess, I think that the moment that I felt the most connected before my phone falls is the first time I was out in the paddock and I had turned around to pet another horse. It was like super early in the morning and I knew where she was, but I had turned around, was petting somebody, talking to them. I had extra time to kill. And I heard something walking behind me, and she had crossed the entire paddock and come up behind me and nuzzled my back, and it melted me. And I just like finally felt like we had just clicked somehow. I don't know. I don't know if that's really special to anybody else because
It's a quiet flex. It matters to you. It doesn't matter.
Well, I know, but like I don't know if other people get excited about a horse coming across the paddock to them, but to me, that's like this ultimate sign of a connection with one. At least thus far. Maybe I'll find it. Yeah, it's so sweet. So that was probably it.
That's awesome. And for anyone that doesn't know, Tess is a horse that Claire leased last year. Was it into a little bit of this year?
I leased her like fall to Christmas time last year.
Okay, so Tess, gorgeous. I mean, you should be going and checking out and following Claire anyways after this. If not, what are you doing? But you can see some videos with her. Tess, gorgeous, large girl, large and in charge. We love that.
Yeah, she's so stunning.
And then let's see. So these were going to be questions about the horse that you drew. So like, let's just like put that into your brain of what you were going to draw. A masterpiece, I'm sure. What was their superpower going to be?
It was probably going to be the ability to never spook.
Oh, clutch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
clutch.
That's
And so if that horse then could turn around and say one thing about your riding, what would they say?
Oh, it would probably tell you that I'm the most balanced rider it had ever had grace its back.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. All right, Claire, you've gotten through the hard part of our interview, and I want to congratulate you for that. Normally, we haven't gotten to this place quite yet. I've noticed that there's a lot of like leaving the room crying, screaming, throwing up. And although I do believe that it is because of excitement, I do have to also be realistic in that it might also be fear. So congratulations, you've made it through the hardest part of it. I have 2 final questions for you, and then the membership committee and I are going to quickly congregate, make a ruling, and then we will give our answer. Does that sound like a plan?
Sounds great.
Amazing. So, what does being in the 98% mean to you in practice, not theory?
In practice.
So, like in your day to day.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to mean when I go to the barn, I feel cool because everyone that I meet at the barn is also in the same club and we get each other. And I'm hoping that there are going to be some embroidered hats for us to wear so that we can show signs without having to verbalize it. Because, you know, sometimes it's nice to just do that little nod and wink. But no, I think that it will mean that I don't have to hold myself to a standard that will likely be unrealistic. And I can show that in my writing and be proud of the progress that I'm making, because sometimes it's easy to get inside your head and you get off and you get into a conversation with somebody at the barn. You're like, wow, I had a really crappy day. But we can look at each other and say, look at that hat you've got on. You're in the 98% club.
You know, I really like the idea of a hat. Initially, when formulating this idea and the concept, I just kind of figured we'd be able to walk around and, you know, the jokes they make, like the white guy, you pass go.
Yeah.
So you see somebody, you make eye contact.
Yep,
so I like hat better. I like that. That's good.
I mean, horse girls, don't we all switch straight into our barn hats after we take those helmets off? And
yeah, well, it ruins my hair a little bit, so I try to keep the stuff on top, you know, limited.
Yeah. You wouldn't want to mess that up.
You don't. Yeah, you don't. So if you're accepted today, how are you going to contribute to the 98% community?
Ooh, well, I mean, my goodness, you know, continuing to share the word and get the word out that this community exists is the most important thing that I can do. We all sit around thinking that the only one out there is that 1%, 2% club, whatever they call themselves. And somebody's got to be on a megaphone somewhere sharing about the 98% club. So I'll do my part.
I love it. And if we do need a volunteer for a megaphone, I am happy to volunteer. I will require jorts, maybe some overalls. I just feel like it flatters my figure, and it just, the hair does well. Oh yeah, see, you're already, all right, yeah. Membership committee. Please note she has on overalls. That needs to be noted for our congregation. All right, Claire, the membership committee and I are going to be congregating. If you could just give us a moment. Can you turn around? Yeah, hold your ears. I'll call you when I... All right, guys. What's the vibe? Good vibe? Bad vibe? I think good. Anyone want to chime in if you disagree? Oh, yeah, we're getting good vibes. Okay. All right. Membership committee, I consider this meeting adjourned. Thank you for your efforts. All right, Claire, you can turn back around.
Oh, lovely. Okay.
Yeah. So, congratulations. I am so proud to give you the following news. And I'm going to read off my script because it was sent to me by corporate. Just let me... All right, so today you've proven that the 98% is where the magic actually happens within the horse community. So, by the mildly chaotic power invested in me, very average amateur and barn aisle benchwarmer, I hereby grant you membership into the 98% club. Everybody clap. Everybody clap. Congratulations.
I'm honored.
That's great. Do you feel accomplished? Do you feel like, how do you feel?
I think my life has officially changed now, and maybe I should head to the barn and hop back on Dolly because I think I could actually make a jump and sit it correctly. I don't know. I'm feeling unstoppable.
Well, just a reminder, you're in the 98% club.
Oh, well, yeah. Okay,
so,
bring me back.
But listen, we love progress here. All right, so I do have a pledge for you, so just repeat after me. I pledge to celebrate.
I pledge to celebrate.
My ordinary as an average horse person.
My ordinary as an average horse person.
Be the change I want to see in the equestrian community.
Be the change that I want to see in the equestrian community.
And choose joy over judgment.
And choose joy over judgment. I should have had my hand raised or something.
Ooh.
Okay, it was over here. You just didn't see it.
Okay, yeah, okay, that's fine. Yeah, as long as it was up, we're good. But next time, let's do over the heart. That's kind of what we yeah.
That is okay.
Flag merch coming soon. No, I'm just kidding. That would be that's absurd. All right. Everybody, thank you so much for joining the first weekly live series of the 98% Club. This is going to be going on through September 22nd, and each week we're going to have a new guest who is applying to become a part of this highly exclusive 98% Club. So thank you all for watching. Claire, tell the folks where they can find you.
I'm at Claire Elizabeth, KLAIRELISABETH on Instagram, an extra E in the middle here on TikTok, but I'm here now, so you might as well click on me and start following. So hit me up, follow me, slide into my DMs. I like to connect with anybody that will talk horses with me because I'm slightly obsessed.
All right. So please follow Claire and also follow me. If you'd like to see more of the 98% Club, next week we have a marketing extraordinaire who is a professional horse person turned adult ammy. Ooh, tea. But she is seeking membership into the 98% Club now, and I have questions. I have things that we need to ask, and ultimately it is the membership committee's decision, of course. You can go ahead and sign up for next week's live on my page starting in about 20 minutes. So give me a minute and then you'll be able to find that there. But otherwise, thank y'all. This was great, Claire. Thank you so much. Congratulations and welcome.
I appreciate it.
All right, y'all. Have a great rest of your night, and I'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.